doing my project on the Jimi Hendrix Experience. They were a psychedelic rock group consisting of Jimi Hendrix on vocals, Noel Redding on bass, Mitch Mitchell on drums. They were known for their skill, style, and charisma of their frontman Jimi Hendrix. Play an example. I know he was gonna solo for time, so I'm just gonna. The band produced original content written by Jimmy. However, some of the band's biggest songs, such as All Along the Watchtower and Little Wing, were covers written by other artists. The band's producer was Eddie Kramer, who believes Jimmy would have even pioneered rap music had he been alive today. The Jimi Hendrix Experience had obvious leadership from frontman Jimmy, who was the first member of the group, after he was recognized by his manager and Animals bassist Frank Jeffrey. The Jimi Hendrix Experience had success even after their bassist Noel Redding passed. They have a lot of strengths. For example, they formed their own chord, well not their own chord, but they popularized the Hendrix chord, or the dominant 7th sharp 9, which encompasses both the major and minor third in one chord. They always tried to push boundaries. Instead of using bends as an accent, he used them to be part of his melodies. He used subtle bends to tweak notes and wild bends to find unexpected notes to create blues dissonance. He often added little embellishments in his melodies, which gave a driving momentum. There was always something neat and complicated going on in his melodies. He broke up chords into smaller pieces, played part of a chord, let it ring out, whilst adding a small melody on top. Throughout his entire verses, you can hear him filling in tiny, intricate melodies. He was able to do this by reaching around the fret with his thumb. He understood the guitar was a piece of technology and paired his guitar with intense overdrive and distortion. He made the whammy bar and wah wah pedal iconic, and he also used these same effects live.
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important email to a colleague.
Of their frontman Jimi Hendrix. Play an example. And yeah, the only weakness that I can think of is that he died too young. Any questions, Chris? Are you the only one that's gonna have questions?
And there'll be questions from other people as well.
Nobody else has questions.
You had some more slides.
Yeah, but the way it printed out was a bit.
Do you think if Hendrix was still alive today, would his style change at all, or would he have incorporated other ideas?
I think one main thing he probably would have incorporated was some of the new technology that we have now. So he probably would have used maybe some more synthesizers, stuff like that now. I was here. Have a question, Michelle? Oh, go on.
Okay, you know with him, is he the only one in the band or is there other people?
No, there's two other people in the band, as I mentioned at the start. Noel Redding, who played bass for him, and Mitch Mitchell, who played drums, but just because Jimi Hendrix was just that good, he kind of
Okay, fair
just
enough.
kind of shined, didn't it?
Fair enough.
No one else really recognized. Yeah, Chris.
Which, who did he influence? Like, who do you think, did he go, like, who followed him and took him and got influenced by him?
Oh,
Like, you don't have to mention everybody, but just like, any
but I think
influence.
it kind of is everybody.
Okay.
I think everybody's taking inspiration from Jimmy, really. Like every famous musician out there that plays guitar probably listened to something from Jimmy and thought, wow.
Yeah. And what, go on, just to go over, I know you said a lot of this in the presentation, but tell us what you think are kind of the most inspirational things that he did, like from a personal point of view.
I think especially because of the time that he was playing, it was like during the Civil War and stuff like that. So a lot of his songs at the time were to do with like
The Vietnam War.
yeah, that war there.
Not the Civil War.
Oh, some sort of war, innit?
Yeah.
So I know a lot of the like this, for example, was at Woodstock, and I know that was a major like hippie event. So
Yeah.
I know his performance there had to do with like the pain that was caused because of the war.
Yeah. But in terms of the guitar techniques, like what
Oh,
inspires you?
what inspired me?
Yeah.
Just the way that he just floats around everywhere, innit? Makes it look so simple.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. In London, there's a museum you can go to, and it's a house in London where Hendrix used to live, and it's also where a classical composer lived there as well, called Handel.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah. So it's like, so it's called Handel House, but Hendrix lived there as well. So it's quite an interesting place to go visit. But yeah, it's any obviously like Hendrix pioneered a lot of different effects and stuff as well. But
Yeah.
just tell us a little, because you were going to go on to another slide about another '60s icon.
Oh yeah.
So tell us
You want
a
to talk
bit
about that?
Yeah, just a little bit.
So the thing that I was gonna talk about, but I don't know where the notes for it went, was how Jimmy like was so outside the box and how he pushed boundaries with this song, which originally was by Bob Dylan, and the original sounds like this. I didn't really want to listen to that version, but so then Jimmy took that exact same song can see how he turned something so plain into something quite different, and it's the exact same, really. If you strip everything away, it's the exact same song.
Alright, good. Yeah, any other ensembles that you could mention, like that have either been influenced by him or influenced him, or were around at the same time as him, or anything like that?
At the same time, I think Cream is a big one.
Yeah, no, that's a good one, because they were another rock trio,
Yeah,
like Eric Clapton and...
yeah, and I know
David
Jimmy
Fox.
was a fan of Eric Clapton as well.
Yeah. So that song that we did in Music Tech, Sunshine of Your Love, like that was covered by
Yeah.
him as well. Alright, well done. Give me a round of applause.